Now the topic of discussion is meter bridge, and we are going to derive the relation to calculate the unknown resistance. So before we go to the derivation, let's understand what a meter bridge is. So meter bridge is the practical application of Wheatstone bridge. So we saw what is a Wheatstone bridge. Wheatstone bridge is a simple circuit which is used to calculate the unknown resistance when you have three other known resistances, right? So meter bridge is one form of Wheatstone's bridge. So it is a practical application. So what does it consist? What does a meter bridge actually consist of? So it consists of a thicker strips of copper of negligible resistance. Please underline this. So the copper strips have negligible resistances and they are fixed to a wooden board. So if you look at the real time meter bridge diagram, it is like this. So you have a wooden board, and you have copper strips. So you have copper strips which are present on either side. Okay. Secondly, there are two gaps G1 and G2 between these strips. So this is an L-shaped strip, there is an L-shaped strip. So there is a gap G1 and G2. That's what is given in the diagram also. So there are two gaps G1 and G2. Then a uniform manganene. So manganene is an alloy which is having 84% copper, 12% manganese and 4% nickel. So a manganene wire of how much length? Of 1 meter is connected between the points A and C. So that is the end. At the ends of the copper strip, you connect a manganene wire. If you put it like this, so manganene wire of length AC is connected. And the reason why we are connecting the manganene wire is because the temperature coefficient of the manganene wire is low. Means as the temperature is increasing also, its expansion is going to be less. So it is stretched along the meter scale and its ends are soldered to the two copper strips. So the ends are soldered at these 2 points. Now what will happen is, there will be an unknown resistance P which is connected, let's say, between gap 1. So if you have an unknown resistor, if you connect it across gap 1, let's call it as P, and a standard resistance. Standard means the one which you know. If you connect a standard resistance here, generally you connect a resistance box here. So when you do it in the lab, you will have a box where you will have different knobs present on it. So if you remove the knob, that particular resistance comes into picture. So you connect a known resistance here. Then you have a metal jockey. This metal jockey is on a real time looks something like this. So this is also called as a pencil jockey. So this jockey has a round end and it has a flat end. So generally the round end is connected to the galvanometer and the flat end is connected to the wire. So the flat end is what you keep moving on the surface. If suppose there is a wire, the manganene wire, you take the flat surface, you keep moving the flat surface on this manganene wire such that the deflection in the galvanometer keeps changing according to the way you move it. So a metal jockey J is connected to B. So it is connected to B through a galvanometer, and generally a high resistance box is used. See, it is not necessary you need to use a high resistance box every time, but it is better to use it for safety measures, because if more current passes through the galvanometer, there is high possibility for the device to get damaged. So to prevent it, we are introducing high resistance in series. And high resistance, and it can make contact at any point on the wire AC. So as I told you, AC is the manganene wire. The flat surface of the jockey will make contact on the manganene wire at any point you want. Across the two ends of the manganene wire, there is a battery connected with the help of a key. So the reason for us to use a key is to control the current, whether you want an open circuit or a closed circuit. Now what will happen is, adjust the position of the metal jockey on the meter bridge so that the galvanometer shows zero deflection. So what is the principle of a Wheatstone bridge? The principle is like this. It works on the principle of Kirchhoff's law, and you will be able to find the unknown resistance only when you are able to bring a condition called balance condition. So what is the meaning of balance condition? It means the current through the galvanometer is supposed to be zero. So as you keep moving the jockey on real time basis on the manganene wire, you can move at different points. When you move, you can stop at a particular point where the galvanometer will show exactly zero deflection. It will exactly come and stop. So that point is called as the balance point. So when the balance point is achieved, then you can calculate the unknown resistance P according to this equation easily. Let's see how it is calculated. Now I'm going to redraw the circuit. Observe. Now this point A, if I call this point as X and Y, the point A and point X and this point, they are at the same potential, because in the initial statement it is mentioned that the copper wire does not have any resistance. So if there are 2 points connected with the help of a wire with zero resistance, they both are said to be at the same potential. So if you take the point A, if you take the point A comma X here, from A to point Y, there is a resistor P that is going. So I am redrawing the circuit. Observe this clearly. So it is going to point Y. Now point Y, B, and let me call this as L and M. So point Y, B and M, L are said to be at the same potential, Y, B and L. So from point Y, it is connected to, point M. So observe. So since I told you Y, B and L are at the same potential, L and M are connected with the help of a resistance, right? So L and M are connected with a resistance Q. Now what is happening between points A, C? Let me take this point as D. So if I introduce another point D here, between the point A and D, there is a part of the wire. Let me say the part of the wire that is present is L. So since this total length is going to be 100 centimeter, then this length will be 100 minus L. Okay. So between the points A and D, there is a wire, let's say, of resistance R1. Between the point D and C, again remember C and M are at the same potential, M and Siemens. So between the points D and C, the resistance that is going is R2. Now what is going to be the value of R1? So R1 will be equal to rho into L1 divided by A, and R2 will be equal to rho into L2 divided by A. So R1 is rho into, if I take from here to here, if I take the length to be L, then this length will be 100 minus L. Okay. So L1 will be L divided by A, then R2 will be 100 minus L divided by A. Now what is happening between the point B and D? So between the point B and D, there is a galvanometer that is connected. So B is here, D is here. Between the point B and D, there is a galvanometer connected. So if you observe the meter bridge diagram, when you redraw it, it appears like a Wheatstone bridge, right? Where point A and C are connected to the positive and the negative terminals of a battery. So under balance condition, we know that P divided by R1 will be equal to Q divided by R2. Right. Now P divided by, the value of R1 is rho into L divided by A is equal to Q is a known resistance divided by R2 is going to be rho into 100 minus L divided by A. So rho by A will get cancelled, which implies P is equal to Q divided by 100 minus L into L. So this is going to be the formula for the unknown resistance, and this is what you will be using in the lab as well.